right. Well, good morning again. We've got another episode of Jose Being in Charge. Oh,
is that the name of the podcast now?
Oh, I changed the name.
Jose Being in Charge. I like it.
See,
it doesn't have quite the ring to it.
No, let's go back to this is not a miscue here. It's just my ego got in the way. It is actually Yes Way Jose, and it's another episode. But this episode is going to be special. But we want people to know we have an email.
We do. It's yeswayjosemail@gmail.com.
And you said you just do that. Just first word comes out, it just goes.
I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah, so we don't need Eli.
Yeah, whenever you tell me the email address, I just start. I know I have to say yes, and then after that, it just kind of comes out. Yeah, it's like a phone number. Like when you have it memorized, you just start saying it, and it comes out.
Well, you got that down. So, so we can say that Eli is indispensable. Well, no, he's not. He's dispensable.
He's pretty dispensable
he's
right now.
Pretty dispensable. Yeah. Well, I hope he's doing good at Lowe's because this job's he's doing
all right.
All right. Well, listen. Good morning, everybody. And Travis and I talk every once in a while about putting. Oh, you're Travis.
That's me.
I just gotta make sure. They may not know you.
The
all the
special
time.
guest today, Travis.
Yes, he gets to be the special guest today. So the thing for me in this is every once in a while we have to stop. You know, the mayor's going 100 miles an hour. Always talking about all these things going on.
It's like 110, but it's fine.
Who's clocked me last time? Did I get past 100 miles an hour? I think that people really need to know really what's going on. I mean, they get the pictures, they get to see all the drawings, they get to see actually stopping by now and seeing dirt moved and concrete
construction,
poured.
Fences going up.
So they see that. But I think it's important for us to every once in a while stop on this podcast and let people know more of the inner workings, things that are important, maybe not as glamorous. I mean, they're important when we talk about finances. So let's take that. Let's take that finance piece. We just finished our fiscal year, June 30th of 2025.
Okay.
And July 1st starts a new year for us. So it's not on a calendar-based year. We're on a physical layout. And so for me, what was that? You know, I mean, we talk about all the great things we're doing. We're building this and that and all these things with the veterans and our community services we put on. What does that mean for the city of Shepherdsville? Well, for everybody, I want everybody to know that we had a wonderful year. Mm-hmm. And wonderful years come up because you got a team working together. But on the growth piece, our growth is now being structured around our community. So it's not just the warehouses and fast food. We're starting to see more businesses come here. We're looking at the housing piece, and the housing piece is an instrumental part of this.
Yeah,
we are going to grow.
Part,
and the mayor doesn't forget about traffic and water. We talk about that a lot, right? Because it's like sometimes I think they just need to know where our jurisdiction is.
Yeah.
We talk about that. We've talked about it a million times.
And the way the landscape is for the city, that's a challenging piece.
Sure, we're in a fishbowl.
Right? Finding a place where you can build.
Yeah, so we can build it. We actually meet codes that can actually have a safe place so we don't ruin property.
Right.
So with all that said, when you start looking at the development, now we're in charge. Mm-hmm. We're now directing the things that we want. We want to encourage full service restaurants like a Texas Roadhouse, like a Bubba's, like any of those type. There's other folks that want to come to our community. We just got to make the opportunity available.
Have we heard more about the Texas Roadhouse?
No, it's really kind of about our venue. It's still for everybody's benefit here. It is based on the school board and them looking at it, and they're a great partner of ours. Mm-hmm. We would just like to see them partner in looking at the advantages. There are going to be some things that we're all going to be concerned with. We always talk about traffic.
I get it.
But the traffic piece of that is going to be about the signal light that's there.
Right.
So we really want people to know that, yes, the conversation's still out there. We're still trying to dialogue with the school board and the developer as the city because it will impact us a lot from a job opportunity, some additional revenue.
I was just wondering if there was any kind of timeline that we know when a decision will be made or no.
No, we kind of like to, I would love before the year is out that there's a mutual agreement between the two parties, the developer and the school board, that they can come up with something that works there. But again, it's in their hands, but we want to be supportive of it. Obviously, we'd love to see it happen, but it's not in our decision making, but we just want to support it. And what we think is concerns on the school board piece, we want to help be the answer for that. Right, on the developer side, we want them to feel like the city is really willing to do what we can do to make this mutual agreement happen.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that. So we talked about that. But on our finance piece, we want to make sure that people know that our growth, we project an X amount of dollars to actually use every year. Mm-hmm. Well, the nice thing about it, we went over that. So what does that mean? We were $2 million over our budget as far as the revenue piece.
Okay.
So what does that mean? Well, that means that there's additional funds that we're going to reinvest back into the city.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about sidewalks.
Yeah.
We don't have sidewalks in enough places to walk around this city.
Right, yeah.
Well, any additional money that we have is going to be put into that. We've got $1 million at least put into our budget, the new budget that we're in, to build sidewalks, and you're going to see more of that done throughout the city so that you can safely walk from Bullitt Central to the skate park or to the library.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, and then the same thing with the downtown area. We want you to know that we want you to safely walk from the downtown area back to the Cart Country Aquatic Center and the hotels.
Yeah.
So we got to figure those pieces out. Those are the two biggest focuses on the sidewalks.
That's also like when it comes to the sidewalks too. I know people complain about the traffic all the time because 2-lane 44 and 2-lane press.
Just busy.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But sidewalks, the more people you can have walking on the sidewalks, the less cars are on the road.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
and there are people that obviously need those kind of pathways to get places.
Yeah.
But it does. You're right. When it's a beautiful day, it's a nice spring day or a fall day. Why not walk around?
Unfortunately, I don't live close enough to the city to be able to walk.
It'd be a long walk. It'd be a long walk.
But I can come and park somewhere and walk around the city. That's cool. I like,
could.
when you go to places like, either Bardstown or like about a month ago, we went to Chicago, and it was really cool because you could just walk around the neighborhoods and stuff up in the north side and stuff. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
But being able to walk around is nice.
Yeah. So from the finance standpoint, revenue's better than we projected.
That's good.
We put that money back into finishing up our playgrounds and finishing up our amphitheater. All that costs money. All that money is being reinfused back into our budget. And so the nice thing about that, since we talked about the growth of our revenue piece, how about this great team of people that work here for the city of Shepherdsville? And every one of these employees deserve a kudos for the fact that we were under our budget a couple $1 million in our expenses. Mm-hmm. So you know what? When you think about your household and you think about the way things are going in your house and how you had to manage money, let me tell you, the folks here at City of Shepherdsville, they're managing the money like it's their own.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's really something I want people to know. I think people sometimes don't realize we own it just like you do. We're concerned just like you.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to find out the best answers. That's why
these people live here, too. They want the place to be nice. Yeah.
So you can see the landscape pieces that we put in the park. Mm-hmm. Those are additional funds we had to use. How about in front of Wendy's? We put some more additional
landscape. That's looking really nice over there. Yeah, I saw that the other day.
We get ready to put the fence along there to make it really look very welcoming when you come in.
Yeah.
From the time that when we first took over in January of 23.
Look, I used to work at that Wendy's. I know what it looked like over there.
It was really bad over there.
There was the grown up part over there. Like that was just like a forest. You didn't know what was in there. I'd go out and clean the parking lot, and I'd be like, I might get bit by like some cats or something.
Could be a raccoon in there.
Anything, dude.
Yeah. So we do realize that people, and I tell you what, this episode is about really just rehashing over some of that and reinforcing that we care as much as anybody. And people know that.
Yeah.
They can tell by the energy, the way everybody's working together.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to have this bookmark, just to stop and have another episode and say, hey, this podcast is about recognizing the people that work in the city that do a great job managing your tax dollars.
Right.
And then the fact that we're actually able to grow and have additional funds to continue some of the work that's been missing over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, we joke about the cup I've got in my office, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, but I wasn't on that job.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of truth to it. I'm really trying to get as many things done as we can in a period of time. That's a challenge.
Well, and the big thing is like a lot of these things should have been done already.
Yep.
So we're making up for lost time a lot. So
yeah, and we are, and I think for the fact that we've got a group that's willing to take on that challenge. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. And I think if you have that kind of attitude, you're on the team.
Yeah.
And what's nice about it is we take this podcast to talk about these type of things, but we get to introduce a lot of our partners, a lot of our business risk takers, as I like to call them. Building their businesses here because they feel like this is the future. Mm-hmm. Both here in Mount Washington and Bullitt County.
Right.
We wanted them to feel like this is the place to be, and so we are creating that. We feel like we have a school system that's attractive to want to come here. Mm-hmm. We have safety in our communities,
especially if you live in Jefferson County. You're just trying to get away.
You really want to get away from the challenges that are there. And again, listen.
When I was in school, I did both, and I can tell you unequivocally, Bullitt County was better even back then. So
so you knew way back when that it was a good thing to be here. I think that's a piece there. And then also the taxes. You can get more for your money out here. Yeah. You're not tied up in a bunch of red tape and a bunch of more taxes that you see in some of the bigger cities. It's not just Louisville. It's across the country. No,
it's not just Louisville. But Louisville's gotten bad, though.
Yeah, but we always go back to that question, why not Shepherdsville? Well, that why not is now why.
Right. Yeah.
Why aren't you here?
Right. Yeah.
Why aren't you here? So that part's another part. So the financial piece for us is very proud. We just finished that fiscal year. I think that's important. So the next thing we mentioned, why aren't you here yet? Well, you can't be here if we don't have housing.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
You can't just put a tent on 44 because that's not going to work.
Right.
So we have to figure out a way to bring that housing into play. And it's important for my council, and I bring this up all the time, is looking at the housing piece as to where we can continue to grow. We have to take a different dynamic of it, meaning that we can't have a 300 or 400 house subdivision
Yeah.
somewhere off 44 because the traffic can't be handled.
Right.
So we're trying to figure out ways that we can do smaller increments of different areas in the
I see they're building
city.
a lot down there, like towards LJ and stuff.
They
too.
are.
Yeah,
So we
that
have the Helen Heights that's in the first part there, and then we have just down from that we have another gentleman developing another 90 to 100 homes, and then there's another development from the Helen Heights group that they're going to build another 80 units right there on 61, right at the corner there, right behind the market.
Yeah.
So we have people that are interested, and these numbers work for us. What's nice about that development on 61 and 245, for us, you're going to be able to come right there, make a right-hand turn on 245, and then you're on I-65 north and south.
Right.
You don't have to come up to 114, 116, or 117, and especially 116, 117 as far as traffic is concerned.
Yeah.
You're already on the interstate going, whether you're going to work or going to some kind of family
you can
activity.
bypass the city a little bit if you need to.
But you're still part of the city in our
Right,
growth, which is the nice piece of this.
You can always come to the city. I'm just saying, like, it's nice to be able to go around if for traffic purposes. Certain times of the day, we all know.
We know those times. But so you have that. So the housing piece is very important to us. So when people listen to this podcast, they've got to say, wow, we're looking at our drainage issues. We're looking at traffic, but we got to
come a long way on the drainage stuff.
We really have.
I mean, like coming from someone who's been here for a while, like it used to just be every time it rains it turned into a swamp for until it evaporated. But now it's come a long way.
Well, and the biggest thing that you've mentioned when you say that is that when in the park that we're putting that 96-inch stormwater line, right? That's going to run from 44 to the river. Now, that piece, and then the other piece is going to be connected is from West Blue Lake to 44.
Yeah, which those houses and
that's a game
apartments
changer.
And stuff out there need it.
That's a game changer because the way the West Blue Lake Road was designed wasn't designed in a way it doesn't have any curb and gutter, doesn't have a real, what I call a unique drainage piece in there. And we have to do that. I mean, that should have been built way back when, and that road should have been built differently. And again, these are things that we all inherit. They're now our issues, our opportunities. And so we don't ignore them.
I like how you call them opportunities.
Yeah, they have to be at this point because if you want to call them problems, we could pick problems wherever out. Design of the city, obviously the water issues and the traffic. So when you say that, when I tell people all the time, if you at least stay focused on all the good things that are coming here for families, don't think that we have ever ignored our traffic and our water. It just isn't going to be. But housing has to be in the play. It's a game changer when you talk about how we build this city. The city is not going to be 100,000 people.
Yeah.
It'll be from the 15,000 to maybe over the next 10 years, maybe 25,000. That's a comfortable number for the city. It allows our businesses to have consumers.
Yeah.
It also allows the businesses to have people to work.
Well, that doesn't count the people who live outside of the city too. So I mean,
they're all coming here.
There'll be a lot of people outside of the city too. Me included. I don't, I'm technically not in the city.
But if you think about that, so one of the things that people forget about all the time is that there's already a huge traffic that comes to our city. We're 15,000, but Monday through Friday each day we have 75,000 people in the city of Shepherdsville.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So if that goes along,
where
with
do we
that,
get these numbers? How do you get the? How do you
so
know?
we get these numbers from basically you can get them from the state. You can also get them from Chamber has some information.
Okay. And I was like, how do they get them? That's what I'm saying.
KYTC can tell you that there's 600,000 to 700,000 cars.
Okay, I guess that makes they got cameras and stuff, so they could probably
and you've seen
know.
you've seen the things across the road where they traffic.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
That's
okay.
They can traffic it that way.
Got you.
But you can just look at the county seat and the number of people that work there, right? That come into the city. You have all of the industrial park and all of the people that work there. You can count those people.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You can get a number that gives you some idea of what it's like. And again, that creates some of the challenges from a traffic standpoint.
Right.
And so the other piece in this traffic piece, and we keep talking about it. We've said it a lot. We want people to know we're still thinking, how can we get an exit ramp at 119?
Yeah.
That's the piece. If we can put that in there, we would take some of our traffic and go north instead of coming towards 44 and Adam Shepherd. So we want people to hear this, that,
there's already an overpass.
Just put the exit ramps, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's more work than that, but I'm just saying, it's already,
there's
it already crosses there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then when you get just southbound on 61 of Buckman, when you cross Salt River, all of that dynamic from there all the way to 245 is changing because of the terrain is not built for much, and it's been changing into what the industrial park, the other piece of the industrial park. And if it does, you got to have that road ready to do that.
Well, it makes sense now that they got that new exit down there too. So you can get right on 65 from down there. You don't have to come through Shepherdsville or go to Cedar Grove and all that stuff.
But all that has to be developed to 4 lanes
Yeah.
and be able to handle the traffic that's coming through, especially the tractor trailers. So we know that. And the other piece we've said before.
We'll just keep yelling at the Kentucky legislator.
Just keep screaming as loud as we can because our growth is substantial.
Yeah.
If you look at our growth across the state, people need to be very proud of Shepherdsville.
Yeah.
We're doing all these really fun things. We talk about the aquatic center, park plans, town square, skate park. But people notice that our development and our investments are going to see us grow.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping that our legislators in Frankfort will see that they can find ways to allocate money for these roads that we need. And the biggest prize is to have another artery on the east side of 65, 2 miles down the road on 480, to be able to tie 480 into 44. It ties already into Bell's Mill. Bell's Mill ties into Preston. Now we're Gene Snyder.
Yeah.
So every piece is in place. For everybody listening, every piece is in place except for the 480 to 44. That's not an easy piece, and that's an extensive amount of money.
Yeah.
But we're going to continue to look at it. We keep talking to folks because it's not just a Shepherdsville, Bullitt County issue when the traffic ends up. Yes, it's really inconvenient for us. We get locked down.
Yeah.
But when you have tractor trailers and businesses all across this country, in a parking lot on 65.
Well, because that's the thing. I mean, that's kind of our, one of our biggest businesses is we have the warehouses and the shipping and all that stuff. Yeah. So when they're getting tied up, then people start paying attention.
They do.
You hate to be like that, but I'm just saying, sometimes that's, take what you can get, I guess.
Yeah. And so we're trying to relay that story based on the commerce on this part of the country as a way to get people to look at what avenues do you need to have between E-Town and Louisville that would prevent some of that or give you another outlet to get out when traffic an accident happens on 65.
Yeah.
So we see that. So again, when we look at all the things that are going on, people need to pay attention to, gosh, look at all the stuff they're doing. He just mentioned his last fiscal budget, and they did all this without raising taxes.
Right, yeah.
So again, I tell people all the time, they go, wow, that's great. Because they're excited to have all this.
Yeah, you'd think we'd be out of money. But,
I mean, no, we're doing just fine, and we got plenty in the bank. And I think that we're managing it. Mm-hmm. And part of the thing that we don't talk a lot about on this, we haven't talked about this at all on the podcast, is it's changing to be a mayor of a town on an interstate. Okay. It's not, a mayor.
Interesting.
If you take a look at, it's 15,000 people. You take a city like Shepherdsville, and you move it 10 miles east or west, not the same kind of dynamics. It's a small town. Here, an accident happens on 65. Not only did we mention that what it does to the city, we have to respond quickly. Unless it's a fatality, we want to get it done, clean it up, and move on so we get the traffic moving again.
Right, yeah, because it messes the traffic up bad.
It does. It does. So people need to understand that we see what we have to do in our town and the investment we make on our police and fire, and our first responders have to be in and out, get it done, move on, let's get things moving again on the interstate. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things have happened. We continue to grow. We're going to continue all of our services. When people say, well, you keep growing. Well, we'll make sure that we have enough police. We'll make sure we have enough fire. Mm-hmm. We'll make sure we have the right tools to make sure we always continue to take our growth and make sure we service it the right way.
Yeah.
So when people want to decide what podcast they want to listen to, this is not a bad one to listen to.
Yeah, listen to this one.
Yeah, to make sure
agree.
That you agree because you're the guest. You're the guest.
I agree because I'm the one who has to upload them. Please listen.
Yeah, please listen. Yes, like Travis says, please listen.
Yeah.
But I do think for us, let's keep looking at how do we better the city. We're on our way. We have clinics that we do for kids. We're working on sponsoring.
What other city will teach your kid how to skateboard?
Yeah, not me. They ain't gonna teach me nothing. I'm a put me in bubble wrap.
Yeah, what's it? Alan Blair.
Oh,
is his name, right?
Yeah.
I used to work with his mom at Wendy's. Yeah, I didn't know that at the time, but I saw his picture the other day on Facebook. I was like, I know that guy. I was like, kind of just I didn't know him real well, but I knew his mom.
Yeah, him and his team, they've done a great job with these kids. These kids love this stuff, and so that means a lot to me. And I think
a gym floor is the worst place to learn how to skateboard. I will say. Yeah. I was like, that's so slick.
Yeah. So what we've done with that, we're gonna do some things to that floor. They've taken care of it for the most part.
Yeah.
But it was when the weather was real hot. We didn't want the kids out there.
I get it. Yeah. But I was watching the videos. I was like, man, these kids are gonna be falling.
It's okay if a kid falls and bruises up an elbow or a knee, because we want kids to be kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do think when people put all this package together of 2.5 years and they see all this stuff, they're going to actually realize we've always been able to be this good.
Right, yeah.
But we just didn't push that button.
Didn't do it.
Just didn't do it.
Yeah, just kind of let things go
like
on
Nike,
autopilot.
just do it, right?
Yeah, it was except we just didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so but I think it's really important for people to see that we want to remind you of these things. We try to do that on our social media pages. We have Amber doing a great job, Courtney, Sam. We've got all of our department heads doing the kind of things to show you that we are capable of having just as nice a community as anywhere in the state or anywhere across the country. It just takes a little time. It takes money. But we've made such leaps and bounds that people notice. I mean, when my wife and
I've noticed since you've been mayor. I've noticed. I mean, Shepherdsville, it's still a small town, but like it's getting bigger. But it still has more of a family feel now than it did before. I feel like.
And guess what? We have families.
Yeah, you got families. We're going to have things for our kids to do now, and we were just talking about on the episode that we just recorded about how we have like all these food trucks now that are really cool. Yeah. Like you can go around and like I've noticed they've been parking. They'll have I can't remember
Crown
which
Shop.
The Crown Shop. But I can't remember which food trucks it was, but one of them was the lemonade one. And then they'd have the food one beside it.
Squeeze me.
Yeah. So they'd have it was cool. You could like go there and like instead of just getting the food truck where you get like the can,
J-Mo's and
canned soda. I think it was J-Mo's.
J-Mo's.
You can get the lemonade to go with it. That's cool. Like it's just that whole culture is cool because it used to just be fast food.
Yeah, and so
it used to just be fast food and warehouses. I mean, unfortunately, that's what it was.
And so people, that is the reason why I even ran for mayor.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it is because I can't believe that, and we have such a great community. We have great resources in our people. We have the finances to do this. And see, what's nice about it is we're able to do this, and we have to continue this.
Yeah.
Shepherdsville is never going back. Let me say that twice on this podcast.
There you go.
Shepherdsville is not going back. Yeah. We're going to continue this growth. We're going to make sure we have things for our families to do here. And we do it that way. It'll always be a good place to be. And we just got to continue that.
Yeah.
The day that I'm not doing this, I'll make sure that we've got a person in place that's going to continue this legacy for our community.
And that's what you have to do, too. You have to have somebody who has that community and, like, family focus because, like I said, it used to be fast food and warehouses. And fast food and warehouses, like, they're going to do what they're going to do. Like, but their main thing is, like, they're going to make money. You know what I mean? So they're not worried about the family and the community as much, but you actually have to have people who care about that and are like making change to make those things important.
Sure. You know, I used to tell people, right? This is a bus with no bus driver.
The bus, yeah, right, yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying.
The bus was going. The growth was going to happen for those type of things because it catered to the interstate traffic.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with those things inherently, but it's just if you just let them run the town,
that's all you'll have.
Yeah, that's all you'll have.
Just stop and get gas and get some food and move on.
Yeah, I mean, I like stopping at McDonald's just like anybody else sometimes, but I probably shouldn't, but I like it.
Moderation.
Yeah,
Moderation.
I should. I should at least moderate.
So what we found out is Travis is eating the wrong food.
Oh yeah,
man, that's
for
what we
sure.
learned. All right, but I do think for us,
when we were talking about like my Captain Crunch and
Fruit
Loops and all
that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah,
that's some bad stuff. So we're gonna work on that. So after this podcast, we're gonna work on his diet.
I tried. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm trying to do a little bit better
because it's a little harder. As you get a little bit older, wait till you get to my age, those things don't metabolize the same way.
It starts punishing. You get like food hangovers now.
Oh yeah, you'll get some of that if you eat the wrong foods.
Yep.
But I think it's exciting to be a part of this, okay? And people say, well, why did you want to do this? Okay, I tell people all the time, it's just, I love this. I love doing these things. I love being a part of this. I love everybody coming together.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't, like, I mean, if you don't love, like, making people's lives better.
So let's just keep the cynical part of this. I'm always a positive person. I try to get out of the negative thing, but there are people that complain, and if you complain about something that's sensible that we can actually work and improve,
there's
make
things
it safer,
to complain about,
but can we seriously just stay away from the rhetoric of just being a smart ass?
Yeah.
Just sorry, I got.
Glad you said it.
I'm going to say it because I think it's important for this podcast and any podcast we do is to educate you. Educate you on the good people doing these things in the community, but really just educating you on what's going on. If you ever want to know what's going on, call the office. I've had hundreds of phone calls in 2.5 years. Hundreds of phone calls for people asking me things. I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, I'll say and I'm not here every day or anything like that, but just from what I've learned being here and being around you, like a lot of the things that I see people complain about, either A, they don't know what they're talking about. Like they just don't know who controls whatever it is that they're complaining about. So they're just, aiming it at you.
I'm the mayor.
Or like there's things going on behind the scenes they just haven't heard about yet. And like the thing they're complaining about is already being addressed. Or but I'm saying like if you weighed all the things that you're doing for the community versus like the things that people are complaining about, it's so much more like positives than
I'll give you two small examples. Well, first of all, just letting everybody know, and this is important, we are going to have an infant swing on our playground that's on the First Street side, and we will have one on the new playground.
Okay.
And it's important because moms have infants,
right? Yeah,
and they want a swing like that. And so, we had one before. I heard there was some damage to it, so we're going to put a new one out there. But we got more cameras.
Do we have a handicap swing? I've seen a lot of places have.
I don't have that yet in place. Now we have. So for the playground and on the side, it has some special needs features. It'll have it where the kids can be more engaged.
Yeah.
Right. The disabled kids.
I've just seen those at parks before. I'm like, that's a good idea. Because I probably want to swing.
I would probably tell you if we continue to do the growth and the revenue keeps going like that, I'm going to tell you yes, we'll put one out there because there's an expense in that.
There you go, people.
See, there you go. Again, that's a simple one, but it'd be great to have it because we do have kids in our community. We want them to be all engaged in this process.
Right.
But the other one is the CSX. Right, they fixed 44, really nice last year after years of where are you going to be? My car's getting ruined. I'm getting flat tires.
It was bad. Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was really bad.
It was horrible. And we called every month. Hey, when are you going to get out here? And so when they fixed last year the 44 side, I thought this is awesome. They're going to go right over to Adam Shepherd. Seems like the smart thing to do there, Travis, but no.
So we called in a couple years. No.
Well, we've been told that it's going to be here, and maybe before this podcast gets aired. And if it does, we'll have a celebration. But it's like you could have come right over there, spent a half a day, dug it out, really made it nice, and fixed that one piece on Adam Shepherd, and we'd all been happy.
Yeah.
But no.
So
I want everybody to know again, we have no control over the CSX.
Government?
It's government.
Yeah, there you go.
And we cannot touch them.
Yeah.
If we put anything down there, we could be liable.
Oh yeah, I get that. I never really thought about that, but it makes sense. We've literally had trains derail in the middle of.
We do not want to be messing this
before,
right.
So we
I
don't
feel
like
want
everybody
that.
should know.
Yeah, flooding was bad enough for us.
Right?
So I don't want a train derailment.
We don't need any like toxic waste coming off a train.
No, we don't want that. So I do think for us, when you start looking at some of the things, you're right. I think that if they don't know exactly who's in charge of it, I just ask people do a little research or call our office.
You're pretty accessible.
Yeah, I'll answer your question. I'll tell you if it's what we can do, we can't do. People ask about mosquitoes. We've had a lot of water.
Yeah.
We have a lot more water standing around. We've been trying to get around, make sure we spray every area for the neighborhoods, just trying to make sure we get it. We're working on all the different roads. We've probably done more road repair in the last 2 years than we did the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that. And drainage, we've probably done more than 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
Of just going back and just fixing.
Yeah, honestly.
And plus, we're doing the big projects to try to alleviate some of the problems we already always have.
Right.
With the water flow and where it goes. So I want people, when you listen, please listen to what we're doing. Please reach out if you have a question. The majority of people are. Let's just say it's really funny how sometimes we focus on the few real negative or the way that they handle things. But I can tell you 75%, 80% of folks, they reach out to me, I try and they appreciate that. And what they really appreciate goes, oh, thanks for just replying.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of, anytime I see any kind of negative comments on Facebook, I like to read the comments and just see, I'm the guy eating the popcorn.
You're that guy?
Yeah. And there's a lot of people, I will say that they'll be like, I met the mayor the other day, and he's very engaged. He's very positive and all this stuff. And I've seen people change their mind even on Facebook from after they talk to you.
So so what happens is if I see it and I don't know you, I might send you a message just to reach out to me, and I'll try to answer your question. Hopefully, I get you a good answer. Sometimes I don't have an answer for you. It depends on what it is, especially if it's not in our control.
Right.
But if it's a huge amount of money, sometimes those things are a little bit difficult. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, the community deserves the best elected officials, and that means the mayor and the council. Yeah. And as next election comes up, here's what I tell everybody. elections come up in 2026, and yes, I am going to run for mayor again, and I'll make it
formally
official.
announcing his
on the podcast. I'm going to run again because there's so much more we want to do.
Right.
I mean, it's not just about a 4-year term; it's about 8 or 12, whatever it takes to make sure that we get the city up to the standards that need to be out there. But more important to me, I tell people, challenge me, research, make sure you look at everything we're doing. Do the same thing with council.
Yeah.
I think in small towns, the council are as instrumental as anything else, and continue to look at these folks.
Yeah.
Look at their voting records. I think it's important when you look at the growth of the city, who's for it and who's not.
Yeah, people think that the mayor is like, the president of the town, which I guess they kind of are, but
Sure. I still have
you
support.
got to have Congress, and Congress is the council.
And it is, and it's a great way for people to look at it. So I challenge people to do 2 things. Research us, research all the candidates running next year. Make sure you look at voting records. That's important. I think it's important when you look at that. And then also make sure you have people that are wanting the same vision of the next 5 and 10 and 20 years for the city.
Yeah.
Because and I tell people this, it's not about me. It's about my kids and grandkids. What am I leaving them? Am I leaving them a better community to have things there for their families? Yes.
Right.
We know that. We know that because of everything we're doing now. So take that opportunity. Please make sure you reach out to us. I hope you like my guest today. Travis is my celebrity
there might be
guest.
Some complaints, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Send him your complaints. Yeah, I'll have him send them to the email address.
YesWayJosemail@gmail.com.
Yeah, and he'll get them. And he'll get them. But listen, thank you all for listening. I just wanted to have a short episode to really make sure that you guys know we're working hard on things. Please reach out to us if you got other things that you think we should look at. Eyes on the ground always help us better when we see things. We don't sometimes always see everything. Let us know, and we'll keep working on things here. Shepherdsville is a special town, not only because of all the people here. It means a lot to me to see what the future is going to bring. But I tell you what, we're on our way, buddy. We're on our way. So thank you all for listening. And
we got to do the thing.
That's right. Got to do the thing. 1, 2, 3.
We mentioned the Aquatic Center.
Aquatic Center.
Okay, we got it. Yeah.
All right. But 1, 2, 3.
Love, peace, chicken grease.
Thank you guys for listening.